Hello, grandmothers, mothers, sisters, aunties, cousins, nieces, friends. What does it mean really when a person tells you, first of all? To me, it kind of sounds like when they say, first of all, it's kind of like it's correcting you. It's trying to say, wait a minute, you don't know what you're talking about. Or are they trying to get you straight on something? Okay, on this day, I had ran into an old friend of mine that I had known since middle school. We met in middle school, and we went through high school together. Around about college time after high school, we went to different colleges, but we lost track of each other, but we would always find each other here and there. So I guess, do you call it a friend? No, not really a friend, an old friend, um, old classmate, but we did hang out in our 20s, and we went to various clubs and danced and had fun times together. So we lost contact over the years, but I ran into her, and she asked about what was going on in my life, and of course I tried to remain private, but then I was telling her some instances, and then I finally beat around the bush and said I was displaced. Okay, so in that conversation, I asked her, did you have any experiences on being displaced in your relations? Because you and I, well, we stayed out of contact with each other for a while, but our parents had still remained in the neighborhood, so we ran into each other. But I don't remember ever hearing that you had any kind of displacement issues with your boyfriend. And she said, no, and I never had been married. And I said, okay. So she told me she had an additional kid, and that child was in high school. So we were talking and all of that good stuff. And mind you, we're on a public bus. So I got a little agitated because she was making references that appeared to me like she was one sided, like on the not the side of me being a victim, but of the abuser. And I kind of picked up that energy from her. So I tried to remain cool and all of that. And I said, you haven't had any experiences in marriage? No, 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 but that doesn't mean anything. I've had long time relationships. I said, well, marriage is a contract, and you can't really just walk out of the contract. It's a paper signifying that you are licensed to be with this person. So it's just a piece of paper that is connecting you, but you have to do legal stuff in order to make that paper void. So I was saying to her different things, but it didn't look like she was changing her opinion. She was more on the side of the abuser. And then she had nerve enough to say, first of all, it doesn't matter if I had experience in this area or not, if I wasn't a victim, whatnot. So I said, okay, well, if that's the way you feel, everybody have a right to their opinion. So, ladies, this is what I'm thinking. Um, Number one, first of all, when you confront people like that, um, they never walked in your shoes, okay? And maybe neither have you walked in their shoes. So it's always best to stay silent when you're talking or you're telling a person about your experiences. uh, I think that the person who's listening, if they haven't had experience, they need to remain silent. They haven't walked in your shoes, right? There's not saying that they have. Maybe they're keeping that private. But anyway, So I wanted to say first, second, and third. If you've never experienced an abusive relationship, maybe you should listen and maybe you should not make comments. That's just like if a woman have nerve enough to tell a mother how to raise her baby, and that woman never had a child of her own, never borrowed one, never leased one, never was a godmother to one, never fostered one. How can she tell you, a mother, how to raise your child? Because actually, in this area, you need real time experience, not something you read, not something you saw on TV. You need real time experience. So, with that being said, you know, when these people come with these first of alls, they better have some validation behind the first of all. Otherwise, you could turn a deaf ear to anything they have to say and politely excuse yourself out the conversation because you're the one that's going through. They have no clue. They have not walked in your shoes. So, you know what? The first of all, they need to be glad that they haven't experienced what you experienced. But you never know what may come up in life. I bet if they experience something like that in an abusive relationship, they'll probably think of you. Like, wow, what would you have done? So, yeah, that first of all stuff there, I think that's kind of a negative type of thing to say to somebody. First of all, or getting them straight. So, yeah. Anyway, ladies, just thought I'd say that. Yeah, ran into a friend. Well, I thought, no. I decided, well, no, I'm not going to keep her number. I don't know what she's going to do with mine, but in my life, I don't need that right now. And you know that's going to happen. You're going to erase a whole bunch of people sometimes while you're going through. But nevertheless, ladies, I'm praying for you. Keep the faith. See you in a couple of days. Bye-bye.